John Sloan backstage at Cagewarriors 98 with Jack Shore faces Mike Ekundayo at Cagewarriors 100 for the Cagewarriors bantamweight title. Jack, you just squared off with Ekundayo for the first time. What was that like, and how did it feel?
It was chill, mate. It was it's just promotional stuff, you know what I mean? There's nothing. We get paid to fight on the 8th, so it was nothing malicious, nothing. There was no real intensity there. He's a decent guy, you know. He's respectful, and so am I. So that was just strictly business, and you know, we'll fight on the 8th.
Yeah, I mean, you fought Wesley Maya on the Saturday. This fight was announced with Mike on the Thursday. You didn't really have much time to kind of come down and celebrate. When did you first hear about the fight? Because it all kind of came about really quickly.
Well, I knew I was going to fight on 100 anyway. The plan was obviously to win the belt and then defend it on 100. I couldn't happen because of Omar's injury or whatever. But I knew I'd be fighting on the 100 card. I hoped it would be main event. Obviously, I knew they sort of owed me a title shot for sort of saving the show, I suppose. But I think they spoke to me on the Tuesday or the Wednesday and said, well, you know, you're going to be fighting Ekundayo. They don't really give me an option because they know I just say yeah anyway. So they say you're fighting Ekundayo for the belt. I said, you know, happy days. It's a nice fight, you know. Both undefeated. I think he's one below me in the rankings, so it's a fight domestically. It's probably the biggest fight that they could have made. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts stylistically in the matchup? You know, he's undefeated at pro level and amateur, so are you. And there's something quite like kind of mysterious and intriguing about that. Is that something that you're kind of excited about? Because you're two guys that have never tasted defeat, and I think there's something really exciting.
Yeah, it definitely adds to it, doesn't it? I mean.
Yeah.
It finally comes to a lot of one of us is going to have to lose. I got every intention of making sure that's not on me. Style-wise, I think I match up very well to him. He's good at what he does. He's a good grinder, good wrestler, but I see a lot of areas and a lot of flaws I think I can expose, and hopefully on the 8th fight I'll get a chance to show those.
I'm only asking this question because I asked the same thing to Mike, but how do you think that the level of opposition that you faced in your professional career compares up with the calibre of opposition that he's faced?
What did he say?
He obviously said that he thinks that if you go deep into the records, he thinks he's had a slightly tougher run to the top.
Well, I'd have to disagree. Also, I mean, you look at my amateur career. The one guy, Michael Figlak, I fought in my 5th amateur fight. He's still ranked #1 amateur now. The IMAFs, every guy I fought had 20 plus fights. I fought. He's just turned pro, but at amateur I fought Fedrin. I don't even know how to say his name. He's a Bulgarian guy. He's had 50 amateur fights, you know. He's been ranked #1 pound for pound amateur for years. I fought Von Lee, 8-time UFC vet. Before that, I fought the undefeated Belgian guy, 7-0, who they said I wasn't going to beat. When I fought Common Day, I didn't have a chance against him. He was going to knock me out in the round, and I beat him. So, you know, he's fought some decent guys. His last win was his most impressive against Ed Arthur. But, you know, we can say what we want about quality of opposition, his and mine. We're going to find out on the night, you know. I believe he's a legit opponent, you know, he's legit, he deserves his shot just as I do mine, and on the 8th of December we're going to see who's the best, and I'm going to show it's me.
Yeah, I mean, there was 2 opponent changes for your last title fight. Obviously you're hoping that nothing like that occurs in this card. I think it's far more unlikely in this one, just because Mike and you know, his kind of track record for showing up. But when I was speaking to your dad, he was saying that you train far more on skill acquisition rather than for opponents specifically. Is that the same in this contest, or are you going to kind of tailor camp more towards Mike and what he brings to the table?
You know, every camp's the same, but we do obviously look at the opponent and work out his strengths. And it's no secret what Mike does, you know. He comes out and he's a pressure fighter. He likes to get a fight on the floor and use his wrestling and his ground and pound. So, you know, we got to tailor for that a little bit, but, you know, same as usual, we do what we always do. It hasn't done bad by me so far, and I'm sure it'll work out perfect again this time, you know. Perfect camp, and we'll get the perfect result on the night.
This is kind of a cliche question, and I'm sure it's one that's been posed to you many times already, but you know, Cagewarriors 100, the biggest show that the promotion have ever put on. What does it mean to you to be at the very top of that card, fighting in your home country?
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. You know, it's the biggest card they've ever put on. It's in Wales, Cardiff, so it's perfect for me. It's a perfect scenario, and I'll hopefully get the perfect result. You know, but at the same time, I think I've earned that shot. You know, I've been fighting for Cagewarriors now for 2 years. Every time I've sold the venue out, and I've put on a good show for the fans. I've never been in a boring fight, so as grateful as I am, as big a deal as I don't think you can say I haven't earned it. So, but yeah, great occasion, and it's going to be a great night.
Yeah, well, I know you didn't get to catch much of the fights back at Cagewarriors '97 because I don't think you had a TV there and people were kind of running through it and telling you what went on. But you heard that, you know, Corey was robbed, Chris was in a tough fight. I'm curious to know, I'm presuming that you've watched that event back.
Yeah.
What did you make of that and the kind of performances by your teammates? Jordan Peake had an amazing win. He's a guy I know you've worked a lot with. What was your opinion on that card?
It was a bit of a 50-50 night for Tulare. Peake obviously had a good win. He's now moved on to the final of the Grand Prix, which is in December. I watched Corey's fight. I thought it was a close fight, but I thought, you know, she won. I thought she was very hard done by. But like I've said it before, it's a loss for Corey is not the end of the world. She's 19 and she will be top level within 18 months' time. I know she will. So hopefully they can get a rematch sorted. But it is what it is. I thought she was hard done by. I thought she won 2-1. And Chris, you know, was the same. It was a very close fight. Could have gone either way. But it was an entertaining fight again for Chris. He's watched it back. He knows he can fight a lot better than what he did. So he'll learn from it, and as will Corey. But all in all, you know, they put it on the line, and that's the main thing. You know, we train hard, so you know we kind of ask no more from them paying training, and Jordan as well. Kind of ask no more from him in training. So whatever the result is, you know, I'm still proud of those guys, proud of all my teammates.
I mean, I appreciate you might not want to speak about this, or you might not have even thought about it thus far, but you've got 4 more fights in your Cagewarriors contract. You know, you'll probably spend the majority, if not all, of 2019 in the promotion. Have you had any thoughts of what that kind of year might entail for you? Obviously, you're a guy who has a history in the featherweight division. I think you know you've only had 1 or 2 fights in down at bantamweight. Would it be your plan eventually to go back up? I mean, will you be keeping an eye on that division and the fights that transpire tonight?
It's one fight at a time, mate.
Yeah.
Not so much. I mean, like you're saying, I'm quite new to the bantamweight division. If I get that belt, obviously, I'll have 3 fights left on my contract, and I'd like to defend that belt. I think you defend it 3 times, you get to keep the belt. So that's my goal: defend the belt 3 times, and I can put them up on the wall and in the house. But you know, one fight at a time. You know, obviously 100% focused on Mike and beating him and getting that title in Cardiff. That's all I'm thinking about at the minute. We'll deal with 2019 after that.
Yeah. I mean, final question. You know, your friend and teammate Jack Marshman fights at UFC 230 Madison Square Garden against Carl Robertson just a couple of weeks from now. I mean, how motivating is that for you to see where he's going and where he's fighting? Because you know, I mean, I'm sure it's every MMA fighter's dream to fight at the Garden. Is that a goal that you want to achieve in your fighting career also?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Are you going?
I know. I'd love to go, but obviously I'm in camp now, so it just wouldn't be doable with the training I got per in and the diet and stuff. You know, I'm quite big up bantamweight, so my diet's got to be, you know, to the point. So, but obviously Jack fighting Matt, you know, he's like me. He's a local boy from Appley. I've known Jack all my life, so to see him, I think he's on main card slot as well. So to see him fight in Madison Square Garden is a bit mind blowing, and it shows, you know, to people like myself, that's not an you know. 5 years ago, probably when there was no Welsh guys in the UFC, you think, is that really doable? And now there's people like Jack and Brett. Now they're out there doing it. Yeah. So it puts those sort of dreams not into a reality for myself, but it shows that we're capable of making them a reality. And I'm over the moon for Jack, and I can't wait to see him perform. You know, he hasn't fought for a year, so it'd be nice to see him back in there, you know, and put on a show for everyone like he always does.
I mean, this is a bit of a funny question, but I saw you're sponsored by Subway, and you get a free sub anytime you go in. I mean, is that kind of hard to control your diet when you got that temptation there? And how good is it to kind of have that? It's a good perk of the job.
Yeah, it's a good perk when I head in fight camp. But for now, I'm staying out of Subway now for the next 7 weeks. But outside of camp, I don't know if you've seen, they brought a couple of platters up to the gym last week. I was like, right, this is the last of this for 7 weeks. But yeah, that's one of the perks of the jobs. It's a local guy who sorted out, Adrian Barrett, so shout out to him. But yeah, I mean, that's one of my many good sponsors, so we must be doing something right, and hopefully they stick with me for a long time, so I don't have to pay for normal Subways, and I can get fat then over Christmas.
Jack, thanks so much for your time. It's
no
always
problem.
a pleasure to speak to you.
Always.
Can't wait for December.
No problem, thanks, Sean.